Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Second half action about to begin. Detroit Badgers Blue, JEUL. It's 1-1. The controversial penalty, the conversation at halftime in both these locker rooms, to be sure. But Yaya converts, and it is 1-1 through 30 minutes of play. A lot riding on this one. JEUL, with a win, would move back into a tie, goal differential notwithstanding, for first in the table. Badgers Blue, if they win this game, will get right back in the thick of things. That's a foul on Ndene, and he does not like it. He's going to let Jason Lewis know that he doesn't like it. Ndene definitely caught him. They were kind of hand fighting and bumping into each other all the way down the field. But then Ndene clipped him on the leg, and it was just the last straw for Lewis to make the call. So free kick incoming, and this one's getting a little heated at times between these two. A lot of very excitable talents down there, we'll say. It'll be Davide De Ponce, 32 yards from the end line outside the keeper's right-hand post. Plays a good ball in on the ground. Oh, he didn't quite weight it properly. That's a good-looking ball, though. Yaya broke off towards the run on the near post. And if that ball had had just a little bit less gas on it, Yaya might have had a clean strike at goal. A good idea and almost perfectly executed. It's a difficult ball to weight. And JEUL will take over possession. Barry lost it in the midfield. Abderrahman. Fubuki. Oh, kind of a wild tackle from Khalifa Sene, but he got the ball. And the Badgers will work it back to the keeper, Nda. We haven't seen as much of Nda's aggressive tendencies in this game, maybe just because the ball hasn't been at his feet as much, but when he's been involved in the action, it's been a lot less aggressive than we tend to see from him. And that one, that looked like it struck De Ponce on the arm, and it did. And Lewis agrees. So a free kick for JEUL. And now we've gotten into the point of this game where both teams are engaging in some pettiness, standing in front of the ball, rolling the ball away, little stuff like that. Kind of, well, he did it and you didn't say anything, so I'm going to do it too kind of thing. And that's the kind of thing that referees kind of hate. Just because what are you supposed to do? It feels like overkill to blow your whistle, stop the play, and tell teams to knock it off. But at some level, that is potentially what Lewis may have to do. That free kick in right into the grasp of Nda, who punts it over the top, headed back in by Mbenge. Tariq Morocco's knocked down trying to win that ball. That ball flighted in by Ndene, and again, right into the arms of Nelvis Nda. Been a busy man today. Was telling me between games that his leg is starting to get sore. He had to ref a pair of games today, and this is his second game of 3. But he's out there. He's a tough cookie, that man. Ball into the chest of De Ponce, trying to bring it down, and that new assistant referee put his flag up for a brief second and then pulled it back down. And that one's going to draw some ire and a whistle. We have an injured man down for JEUL. 34th minute. Nothing to choose between Badgers and JEUL. It's 1-1. And Jason Lewis's job in this game is putting out all these little fires. Trying to keep things from getting out of control. And one of the benefits of the shorter games is that there's less time for the tension to build between players. There'll be a dropped ball into the possession of JEUL after they've checked on the injured player, made sure he's all right, which he is. Lofted ball into the box, and Da goes up, climbs the ladder, and claims it. And Da kind of came off the side of his foot. He had a defender right behind him. And they did have interference on him, so it will be interference on Jeff JEUL. He was waiting to see where the ball went before he blew it dead. He was effectively playing advantage. And now Lewis, you can tell, is getting a little irritated, having to explain himself 3 or 4 times. But there was a defender right behind Nelvis Da, and you do have to give the keeper a clear path to kick the ball. You are not allowed to be within a sphere of influence around the keeper when he is playing the ball, punting the ball, playing the ball out of his hands. You have to give him space to make the play, and Lewis is going to argue that the attacker did not do so, which means a free kick. Substitution for Jeff JEUL. Barry is off. We'll see who the new man is. Is Adama Ninge. We've not seen him yet today. Ball down the line, and a man is offside. Into the 37th, 1-1. Every game so far has been decided with 3 points. No draws yet. Draws do not feel good in group stage competition for the most part, not unless you're already playing with, some house money, which BadgersBlue certainly are not. No walks in the park in this field either. There are no easy wins in this field of 5 teams. Free kick swung in, and a good clearance from Sene over the top. Has an attacker trying to run onto it, but the defender gets there first. Abu Shaban beating the attacker to the ball. Ball is sent away long. It's going to roll into the box, and Dongo Diao will scoop it up. Reminder, we've got 2 more games after this. Coming up immediately after this game, 313 FC is going to face this Jeff JEUL team. 2 teams playing 3 games tonight are on the field currently. So that game is next. And if you're Jeff JEUL, you don't necessarily love having to play a back-to-back, but it's the situation in which you find yourself, which makes this result all the more important. If you can get all 3 points from this, it takes maybe some of the pressure off when you take on 313 about a half an hour from now. And as the light begins to fade, the tournament organizers are going to want to try to keep things moving because daylight's wasting. Long ball down the wing, trying to get something in a cross, but the defender walks him out for a goal kick. Goal kick. Flicked on into the path of Diao. Defender gets there. They're going to play it back to Nda. Nda mishandles it. It's off the side of his foot. Abderrahman. And they're able to get it away. Abu Shaban tries to carry it ahead. And they're going to call the high kick on Abdu Shaban. They'll put the ball right on midfield for this free kick. Jeff JEUL, they're sending guys ahead. They've got 4 or 5 guys up there trying to make runs into the box off of this. Ball's driven in, just not hit well. And that's a situation where you really want to see a lofted ball. Adama Ninge wins it back, lifted on. Ninge tries to bring it down. Was looking for Ndene, but it's taken away by the defense and given back away. Ndene Khalifa Sene. And it's turned over again. Zaiden gets it over. Kicked back in by Sene. And it's going to roll out for a goal kick. Lewis confirming what we expected, and that's that there are 20 minutes remaining in this second half. So still a lot to play for, but not that much time. You have to be at least a little bit urgent. But you also don't want to be reckless. You have to manage the time appropriately. Tariq Morocco sends it up, and that really needed to be further into the space. It's sent back in by Guye. Sene along the line in Dene, and it's poked out. I think the defender was the one who hit it out, and it will be a corner. Fourth corner of the match for JEUF. Swung in with the right, short to the near post, headed down, but not out. It's down on the goal line. Everyone's got their hands up looking for offside, and Lewis agrees. Da plays the short ball. They're going to get it on Kabuki. That's a lofted ball ahead, and he's staying on Morocco. No, he's not. I thought he was on still. I thought he timed his run, and so did he. Lewis is going to make them start from the spot of the infraction. Okay. Ball batted around in the attacking half for JEUL, but taken away by the Badgers. Morocco working with DePonce. DePonce trying to look up and try to find someone moving into the space. Spinning away Abu Shaban, and he's lost it. JEUL might have something here. A shot from distance. Oh! Da had to get his hands up and block it. That's a tall man to try to chip. But Da definitely on his heels trying to make that play. He is well out of his box, and they're going to lift this one in. Diao, he's got to be off. Yes, he is. Da was begging. And now Da is, oh my gosh. Diao put the ball in the goal, and Da didn't like it, and Da gives him a very half-hearted little shove in the back, but it's going to be a yellow card on Nda because that's a very silly thing to do. Just entirely unnecessary. And then, of course, now that's the first yellow card of the tournament. Now you've put yourself in a position where, maybe a hard play later in the game, right? A real soccer play that you make where something goes amiss and you commit a foul, that could potentially see you off for not only the rest of this game, but the next game as well. And you just hate to see that kind of mistake being made by Nda there. And, how many times if you played this game as a kid, your coach has told you over and over again, they never get the first guy. They always get the retaliation. And Da, just a foolish bit of retaliation there, and picks up an extremely unnecessary yellow. Will ultimately matter, unlikely, but still, no reason to put yourself even at a little bit of risk to maybe play the game a little bit less aggressively because you know you're on a yellow. And Bringcat trying to run on, and he's not going to win that fight with Silla. We'll go out for a goal kick. Batasilla is a much larger man than Alex Brincat. Credit to Brincat for trying to take the fight to him, but there wasn't a whole lot he was going to be able to do on that one. Ball sent ahead. Yuso Sene in the traffic, trying to play it in the air, keeping it up to himself, bowls over a defender, but it's taken away by the Badgers regardless. DePonce. Back to DuPonts. Long diagonal ball ahead. Kubicki, and there's a clattering of shin guards. Foul's going to be on Yuso Sam. Lewis telling a Badgers player who's trying to ask for a yellow card to stop talking. So Kubicki is going to take this one 31 yards from the end line. Outside the keeper's right-hand post. He's got 5 men making the run in. 6 men making the run in. Sends it into the back post, and it's claimed by Diao. Not a bad take, just a bit long. He wasn't trying to shoot that, I don't think. He was trying to put it in where someone could get a head to it. Just a bit long for that. But at least you make the keeper do some work. There's something to be said for that. In transition now, coming the other way. Sene, pass in front, and it's a goal! The AR is not indicating offside. Sene to Sene. Khalifa Sene to Yuso Sene. And they're going to celebrate at the corner flag. They broke out after the missed chance by the Badgers. Not wasting any time at all. The direct line works. And just like in game 1, BadgersBlue have conceded in the final 15 minutes to fall behind. Well, this is where you find out what you're made of. You give away a transition goal after you thought you were in with a chance to take the lead yourself. And I think that they've called for a second hydration break. I think that's what's happening here. That's why the players are exiting the pitch. So we're going to take a little break as well. And we'll be back for the end of this one. We are coming to the end now. "48th minute of action. The hydration break has ended. Play is resuming. Both of these teams have to play a third game tonight. So I wouldn't be shocked if that is the reasoning for Jason Lewis. I thought initially, back in the first half, that had something to do with him needing to replace an assistant referee, but he has called for a second hydration break, which has now completed. Free kick upcoming. The minutes tick away and the temperature ticks down here in Southeast Michigan. Badgers going to get it in quickly. And Lewis not having any of it. Now they'll let it roll. DuPont's going to work it all the way back to Nda. Nda under pressure. Gets off his foot to Alderrahman. Alderrahman, he's been double-teamed and dispossessed. And now they're trying to poke it through, and he's offside. It wasn't the player who touched the ball who was offside. It was the player who was out in front of the play who was offside. The Badgers trying to get the ball back in play, and Lewis has to stop them again. Jeff JEUL. So Jeff JEUL, they had a man in offside position when the ball was played forward, but the man who touched the ball was not that player. And if that's the case, then the official has to do the whole judgment call of was he impacting the play, etc., etc. And I think we just heard Lewis say that he saw the assistant's flag go up and blew the whistle because he saw the flag. I think that he was effectively saying that it shouldn't have been called, but that he called it because he saw the assistant's flag go up, which is the natural reaction if you're an assistant referee and a ball's played forward and the man's offside. So, and oh my goodness, Nda almost gives that one away. What should have been a routine ball back to the keeper almost gives it away. Adama and Gay in there giving him all kinds of trouble. He's able to win it back and eventually roll it out clean, but it is still taken away by Jeff JEUL. And a foul. Now Lewis encouraging the player who has hit the ground to get up. Ball played on the ground. DuPont's intercepts and clears away. Keeper Diao all the way out. He's going to hoof that one clear off the bounce. Final 10 minutes. And a whistle. And some pushing and shoving. Now there are fists being thrown. There are punches being thrown over on that far sideline. There are several punches being thrown. And I'm not going to speculate as to who did what, but that is absolutely punches thrown in this game. Tempers were already flaring, and now it has officially gotten out of hand. And I don't think there's a whole lot Jason Lewis could have done about that. It started, there was a player who was staying on the ground, and now players are going at it again. Nelvis Da has to be held back. We got players putting up their dukes. Oh, dear. Well, this is the exact opposite of what everyone would have wanted. But what was a pretty straightforward foul. One player jumped, one player didn't, and the player who jumped kind of landed on the shoulders of the other player. A relatively routine play. This is not an uncommon or even particularly dirty play, but it resulted in some pushing and shoving after the fact by players who didn't like it, and then players put up their fists. Punches were thrown. Can't see a lot of it. It's all the way on the far side of the field, so we're doing the best we can with this, but now it's up to Jason Lewis to have to try to sort it all out. And Jason Lewis now is being talked to by a few guys who almost seem to be trying to keep him from talking to someone. And Jason Lewis is he plays this game too, so we understand how it goes, but he's now being held back by Badgers players. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who is in control of this game right now. Because Jason Lewis is being held back by Badgers players. Apparently, something was said to him that absolutely set him off. And Lewis is the one who is in charge of the responsibility of this game, and if he's lost control of himself, then there are bigger problems. They are holding him back. They are still struggling to hold him back. The JEUF players have gathered around their bench. Badgers players mostly standing around, except for the ones who are holding back Lewis. And with less than 10 minutes to go in this game, I don't know how we're going to finish this. I don't know what finishing this game looks like. I'm not sure how Lewis regains control of this game. Because it's just Lewis. His assistant referees are volunteers. And Lewis is clearly heated. And now, something else is going on over there on that bench. And fortunately, cooler heads are prevailing in trying to separate the guys who are trying to get into it. But this is the stuff, man. This is the stuff. Lower leagues are rife with this sort of thing. This is unfortunately an all too common occurrence at this level of the game. There's not a whole lot that can be said, other than everyone just kind of needs to grow up. And there's no league in charge of this game either, so it's not like there's like discipline from a league that's going to be handed down. So anything that happens is going to stay on this field in this tournament. Joe Brinkhat out to talk to Jason Lewis. It's early enough in this tournament. Like, I really don't know what you do. And both these teams have to play again tonight. So who started the fight, who's going to get booked, who's going to get sent off, and crucially, who is going to do the booking and the sending off? Jason Lewis, almost like he was trying to get involved in the fight. Yeah, this is an absolute mess. This is an absolute mess. No clue as to how this is going to end. And Lewis is still being held back by multiple players. Like, this is absurd. I've never seen anything quite like this. And yeah, it looks like a police vehicle has pulled up now. So we're gonna take a break, mostly because I don't know where we go from here. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna see what transpires. We're gonna see what gets decided by the powers that be, and then we'll go from there. How does that sound, everybody? I think that sounds great. I think everyone needs to take a minute, and we'll figure out exactly how this is all gonna go. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back when we can. You are watching the Badgers Cup live on YouTube. All right, so we have an update from Jason Lewis, the head official, because the JEUL bench re-engaged after being told to stand down or to effectively stop fighting. They have been declared as having lost this game in a forfeit. That is what Jason Lewis just told us. Beyond that, we don't have any details. We don't know what's happening with the next game, which is supposed to be JEUL and 313 FC. We have no idea what that looks like. We don't know. We don't know. So we are going to end this stream, I think, and we will start the next stream when the next game is ready to begin. But it seems that things have calmed down, so I don't think there's going to be any other explosion of anything, but now it's a matter of what happens with the next game, and we don't know that yet. So we're going to figure out what's going on with that next game, and then we are going to go from there. So, final result is a forfeit by JEUL. Detroit BadgersBlue are the winners of the game. So, for tournament purposes, that means that BadgersBlue now have 3 points in the table, along with JEUL. What this means for goal differential, I don't know. We will find out, and we will update the table accordingly. But as things stand, this game is over. The next game is scheduled to begin at 9 o'clock. That is 13 minutes ago, so I don't think that's going to happen on time, unless someone knows how to go back in time 13 minutes, and also probably undo a lot of what's happened in the last 30 or so. So we're just going to, stand down for now. We're going to see what happens. So thanks for sticking it out with us. We'll be back in a little bit. You've been watching the Badgers Cup live on YouTube.